How's it going, guys? This is my first actual video, so yikes, I'm a little nervous, but here we go. So, I was trying to figure out, racking my brain actually, what my first video would be about, because it's not as easy as you would think to do that, to actually put yourself in a position where you need to create anything. Really, creating stuff is kind of difficult because you never know how people are gonna take it. So when I was thinking about it, I got home because I worked today, and you know, I was going through something, I can't remember, but then I went online and I saw that one of my favorite movie directors of all time just passed away, and I figured, why not make my first video about this man? So the name of the guy I'm talking about is Wes Craven. He is dead, but well, why did I just laugh at that? Well, he's unfortunately passed away from brain cancer, which is really bad. But I decided I want to focus on the positive and why I believe why it's so important for me to talk about him and why he's important to me personally. Now I didn't personally know Wes Craven. I mean, I wish I did, but you win some, you lose some, and I lost that one. So Wes Craven is, is one of the most legendary film directors of all time. Not just horror films. He did do mostly horror films, but he did a lot of other stuff. Well, not really, but my point is he was a director, he was a producer, writer, what else, he an editor, he did it all. He was an actor sometimes, he even acted in a few of his movies. Now if you don't know who Wes Craven is, first off I want to ask, where have you been for the last 30 40 years ish? But if you don't, let me inform you who he is. Now I know everyone knows of the guy who makes you afraid to sleep, the one with the claws for fingers, Freddy Krueger. Yes, Wes Craven was the director of the original and a few of the sequels of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. He was also a writer for the first one. So I don't know if you understand how legendary Freddy Krueger is, but he's definitely one of the most recognizable horror movie villains ever. He's definitely it's like him and Jason. Kinda, I can't use both hands because I'm using my other hand to record. So, they're both kind of just legendary in their own rights. But yeah, and then on top of that, he produced and I think he directed Last House on the Left, the original one back in the 80s or the 70s, along with the with the remake in 2008 or 7 or something. He did all those, and then he also directed one of my favorite movies of all time, the first Scream, and also the second one. He also did the fourth one, which I wasn't as excited about, and the third one I just wasn't excited about. I didn't like the third one at all, but that's not the point. This isn't a review. He pretty much took the horror genre and shaped it. He made it into something that it wasn't, because back then horror movies were not as big as they are now. There's a horror movie every other week nowadays. And they're all pretty boring and stupid now, but those were innovative. Those are huge. Those weren't things that you saw back then. So for him to come out and make like a Nightmare on Elm Street, right now it seems a little campy and a little outdated just because it's like, oh, the special effects are dumb. But back then, you gotta understand, man, that was terrifying stuff, and it, to this day, is a little chilling to watch. You gotta admit. And yeah, he did a lot for the horror movie genre, and I'm a big horror movie fan. Not too hot on going out and doing stuff that's scary. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but as a fan of horror, it's unfortunate to hear. Not even just a fan of horror, as a fan of movie history in general. This guy is like a legend, directed, like, come on, Freddy Krueger is one of the most iconic characters ever. I can't sing the song just because I think they're copyrighted it, and I don't want to, violate that. But you know the song I'm talking about, and if you don't, come on, man, get it together. But yeah, it's unfortunate that this had to be my first topic, but he's the reason. He's one of the main reasons. Well, not a main reason, but he's one of the reasons that I wanted to become an entertainer in the first place. Because now, I used to not be big on horror movies, so when I watched them, they scared the heck out of me. So I watched the first Scream when I was about 8 or 7, and it scared me so bad that even when the phone rang around me, never would pick it up. It scared me really bad, and it made me think like, wow, because I had already wanted to be an actor before that, but it really like drove it home because it made me think like, wow, somebody can make me feel this kind of way and it's not even real, and it was crazy. I never thought of it like that. And then a few years later, I watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy and the long arm thing. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie, and it just freaked me out, and it made me not want to go to sleep. And I just thought like how incredible it is to make someone feel an emotion just by telling someone, hey, when you say that line, you need to say it like this, and it'll scare the bejesus out of someone. It just was amazing, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to become an entertainer, because I learned that what you say and what you show on camera can let someone escape from their reality, and sometimes their reality is really rough to deal with, so you have to escape, and movies are definitely my escape, and I just want to help someone escape, especially if it's a rough situation. I want someone to be able to watch my videos, or if I get into movies, to watch my movies and escape from the rough stuff, even if it's just temporarily for like a short video like this, or a movie. But yeah, it's just unfortunate to hear, and he was an older man, so it was coming one of these days. But it's rough to think about it. Death is always a tough situation, but I'll tackle that probably in another video. Death is it's a very complicated subject. So, thank you for watching. If you want to support me, what you can do is comment on the comment section below. I don't know why I did that, because you already know what the comments are, but go ahead and comment below anything you want advice on, or comment on, well, you can comment on this video and just let me know what you're thinking about Wes Craven and his legacy that he'll be leaving behind. Or you can comment something that you want me to share my opinion on, and I'll read them, and I'll pick some up and film a video about them, and I'll shout out your name in there if that works. And yeah, and the video shouldn't take that long for me to upload, because right now I'm not doing almost any editing, so thank God right now. But if you want me to talk about something, just let me know in the comments. And yeah, and since this is my first video with actual content on it, if you feel like this is good enough to share, go ahead and share it. I personally won't be sharing it on my personal pages, just because I don't like self-promotion, and I don't know why. It's just something that I've never really felt. I mean, I can get it on your own page, but I don't think that I'm gonna share this to like my own Facebook or my own Twitter or anything, because I don't like it. I'd rather my friends discover it from other people, because for me sharing my own stuff is just like, hey guys, look what I can do. Yeah, it's just a little lame for me, and I don't like it. So yeah, thanks for watching, and support the channel. And I gotta go to sleep because I gotta wake up early in the morning, so good night.